Hello and welcome back to Her Becoming. I am your host, Kayla Countryman. As always, thank you so much for being here with me today. I am so excited about the alignment and the timing of today's episode. If you guys recall, episode 32 was our 2025 end of year reflection, wrap up, looking into 2026. And we talked about the Chinese New Year. We talked about the Chinese zodiac and how the year of the horse was coming. I am so excited to share with you that today, February 17th, marks the Lunar New Year, which means it is the first day of Year of the Horse. We have waited an extra 6 weeks since the start of 2026, but we have made it. So today we are diving deep into Year of the Horse. When I saw that the Lunar New Year aligned with a Tuesday when I released these episodes, I could not help but make the theme of today's episode all about Year of the Horse. Episode 32 was one of my most listened to episodes. It's one of the ones I hear the most feedback and the most comments on. Y'all were really into letting go Year of the Snake and embracing Year of the Horse. So even if you listen to that episode, stay for this one. We are going a lot deeper into Year of the Horse and talking about how you can maximize your potential within this Lunar New Year. If you're joining us for the first time today, welcome to Her Becoming. This is a wellness and personal development podcast where we talk about closing the gap between who you are today and who you want to be. And we explore a variety of topics from psychology and mindset to nutrition and physical wellness to discovering your purpose and your potential and building a brand and your creativity and your joy. So everything that goes under the umbrella of helping you become the woman or the man or the person that you aspire to be. So I want to caveat today's episode with everything in today's episode about the Chinese New Year, about Year of the Horse, is based on my own research. I am not a Chinese zodiac expert. I am not claiming to be. I'd encourage you to do your own research as well. But I really hope that you learn something today. I know that you will learn something today. And my goal is to help you put this really potent year into action and really take steps forward to actually doing the things in life that you say you're going to do. That's really the foundation of this podcast, is like, be about it, right? Do the things that you say you're going to do. And Year of the Horse gives us this perfect opportunity to do so. So like I said, 2026 is Year of the Horse in the Chinese zodiac. And the Year of the Horse is one of the most dynamic and action-oriented, momentum-filled cycles of the 12-year lunar zodiac. So 2025 was Year of the Snake. 2025 was all about shedding, releasing, letting go, grieving. And I know based on episode 32 that a lot of you felt that energy. Last year was a time where a lot of us went through world-shattering events in our personal lives. We let go of people, we let go of circumstances, we shed things that no longer served us. And as we transition into Year of the Horse, it's bringing movement, it's bringing courage, it's bringing independence, and it's bringing forward progress. So what I love about this transition within the Chinese zodiac is you are really, with the Year of the Snake, making space for Year of the Horse. When you're letting go and you're shedding and you're grieving, you are creating the space in your life to be able to fully step into the courage and the independence and the forward momentum that Year of the Horse is going to bring. And in my most recent research, I didn't know this back in December, but now I know that this year is actually the fire horse, which we'll dive into. And that fire element amplifies everything: the passion, the visibility, the leadership, bold transformation. And so this year is really about becoming the version of yourself that you've been preparing for. What beautiful alignment with this podcast. It's about stepping into the person that you have been building all along. So let's start by identifying some core symbolism of the horse itself. The horse represents freedom, forward momentum, courage and confidence, independence, personal power, passion, life force energy. visibility, leadership, adventure, expansion. The horse does not wait for permission, it moves forward. And if you think about a horse, you think about the strength, the beauty, the confidence. Horses kind of do their own thing. They are very spiritual and very powerful beings, and they do their own thing. This is a year that is asking you to act out what you already know is true for you. This is not the year to keep sitting back and planning and researching and waiting and waiting and waiting. The horse energy is asking you to take action. And like I said, we are coming off of a snake year. The snake was all about shedding old identities. It was about inner transformation and quietly preparing. It taught us a lot about intuition and discernment. In episode 32, I recapped my own 2025, so I'll give you guys just some cliff notes right now in case you are new to this show. 2025 was the year that I started this podcast. It was the year that I ended a long-term relationship and engagement. It is the year I called off my wedding just a few weeks before. It is the year I got certified as a holistic health and wellness coach. And all of this coexisting within 1 year was the epitome of snake energy. Letting go people and things that no longer served me. Internal transformation, not being necessarily loud about it, but just going through things, quietly preparing myself for this expansive energy that's coming. Intuition and discernment on a whole nother level. My greatest lesson in 2025 was to trust my intuition and my discernment, and that came about through my life blowing up in a really dramatic way. And so Year of the Horse, after all of that shedding, is the year that we really get to embody this new identity. It's the year that we get to start taking action that's a little bit more visible, a little bit more out there, a little bit more brave and bold and courageous. Visibility is the word that keeps circulating in my mind when I'm thinking about Year of the Horse. It's not being afraid to be seen. I know some people think it's cringe to put yourself out there, to create the content, to start the business. Do it. It is the time to put yourself in front of the camera, put yourself in front of the crowd, put yourself in spaces that you belong, and take risks that align with your truth. That is the horse confidence that is coming up right now. And for me personally, Year of the Horse, right now I'm approaching 1 year of launching this podcast. I just passed 1 year in my corporate job. I am in an entirely different timeline in life than I was in this time last year. And for me, Year of the Horse is about doing everything that I've always wanted to do, but was putting off for whatever reason. Putting off because I was too scared, because there was fear, because I was in a relationship that was constantly dysregulating me. Everything that I've wanted to do, I'm going for it. In my business, in my personal life, in my relationships, whatever that means, I am going for it. And the difference between the Year of the Snake and the Year of the Horse is Year of the Snake gives us the, I think I'm ready, or I'm almost ready. I'll do that eventually. Let me let go of some things. And Year of the Horse is I'm moving. It's done. It's handled. And that is the energy I want you to leave today's episode with. So like I said, 2026 is specifically a fire horse year. And I didn't know this before I was researching for this episode, and it's something that is so fascinating to me. So the Chinese zodiac rotates through 12 different animals. Each year is assigned to one animal. I'm not going to read off those animals. We know snake, we know horse, you can research them. But in addition to those 12 animals, the Chinese zodiac is also governed by 5 elements. So wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And so this year is specifically a fire horse year. So fire is the element and horse is the animal. And what that fire element does, as we would expect, is it is going to amplify this confidence, visibility, leadership, creativity, bold decisions, passion-driven action. That's what the fire gives us. And so this is one of the most potent manifestation years in the entire zodiac cycle. I'm going to repeat that. This is one of the most potent manifestation years in the entire zodiac cycle, and it starts today. It starts today. If you are listening to this on February 17th, 2026, it starts today. Fire years are known to accelerate timelines, so things are going to move faster. Decisions are going to solidify faster. Opportunities are going to appear faster. Things are about to start moving, and you will either move with the energy or you will get left behind. And I say that with so much love. By getting left behind, I mean you have the decision to take advantage of this and do the things in your life that you want to do, or you can make the choice to stay where you are. I'm going to tell you right now, you may as well take advantage of this energy and you may as well get moving. I know I will be. I know the people in my life will be. And I want that for you too. I also discovered in my research, because I was doing some math and trying to figure out, wait, if there's 5 different elements and there's 12 different animals and they all rotate, that means there hasn't been a fire horse year in so long, right? The last fire horse year was 1966. Now, I sure as hell was not alive in 1966. My parents were barely alive in 1966, but this was the time of the Civil Rights Movement. The Black Panther Party was founded in 1966. It was a year where authority was being challenged. And you guys can make the connections yourself. I think we are seeing a pattern here of what's going on in our world and politics today. We're not going to get into that in this episode, but you can see the connection. Fire Horse gives us this energy of a bit of rebellion, a bit of pushing back against the standard, pushing back against what people say you have to do in your life, what people say you have to accomplish in your life, and actually doing the things that you want to do instead. The Fire Horse is also deeply connected to solar plexus energy. So for my spiritual chakra people, our solar plexus holds our personal power. It is the chakra that aligns with your midsection, your belly area, and it helps us with our confidence and our boldness and with stepping into our power overall. It also is deeply connected to heart activation, which comes with courage. It is connected with confidence and really embodying the confidence. So not just thinking that you're confident, but actually showing up as confident. So all of that to say, Fire Horse means stop hiding. It means put yourself out there. It means get into that next level, because now is the time that you are going to feel ready. If you didn't feel ready in the last year of the snake had you wanting to go into your shell and not be seen and hide, I was right there with you. But year of the horse is going to push you to feel ready. And I want to invite you to accept that invitation, to accept that nudge, and to go for the things that you want to go for. So let's break down what this year is going to ask you to do. Number 1, this year is going to ask you to take aligned action, not just think. Repeating this from the beginning, don't just talk about it, be about it. This is absolutely the year for you to launch whatever the thing is you've been thinking about. You want to write a book, you want to write a blog, you want to start a Substack, you want to create a YouTube channel, you want to become a content creator, you want to start a business. Whatever it is you want to do, this is the time. If you want to make a pivot in your career, if you want to put yourself in a room and start speaking on stages, start taking the steps now. The horse rewards motion. So again, you either act on it or you get left behind. And it's also a beautiful time to remind you that clarity comes through movement, not through waiting. A lot of people have it backwards. We think that we have to wait for clarity to arrive, then take action. No. Start taking the action and the clarity will come. Another thing Year of the Horse asks you to focus on is stepping into independence and self-trust. Horses are deeply independent beings. So this year it is time to start building that deep self-trust that does not require external validation. We talked about this on last week's episode. Self-worth comes from within, not from external validation and external sources. And so Year of the Horse is really asking you to start putting that self-trust into action. It's asking you to make decisions faster. Horses, fast beings, strong beings, trusting beings. It is asking you to make the decision. We spend so much time sitting on decisions. Should I do this or should I do that? When a lot of times, if it's not a life-altering decision, which it rarely is, whatever decision we make, whatever micro decision we make is going to help us get clarity in the direction that we want to go. So start making those decisions faster instead of sitting around and waiting for that clarity. It also asks us to release codependency and waiting on other people for approval. So this one's really important in relationships and friendships. Year of the Horse is really empowering you to be your own being. Whether you are single, whether you are dating, whether you are in a relationship or married, it is a beautiful reminder that you are still your own independent person and you do not need approval from other people to do the things in life that you say you want to do. So become your own authority. Take full responsibility for the life that you are creating for yourself. This is personal leadership. Another thing that Year of the Horse asks you to focus on is visibility. Like I said, this word is just like swirling in my mind. Visibility and being seen. Horses do not hide. Horses put themselves out there, and that's what we need to do this year. When I say being seen, I'm talking about content creation, speaking, building a personal brand, but I'm also talking about allowing the people in your life to see who you really are. I'm also talking about peeling back the layers of self and stepping into your authenticity. Visibility is so important, and it is especially important if you want to build a life that revolves around a personal brand or a personal business. You have to get comfortable being cringe, being bad at something, putting out stuff that's mediocre before it gets really good. And Year of the Horse is a beautiful opportunity for that. Launch your creative work. Start to recognize and take action on your gifts instead of just waiting. I am calling out every person right now that has said, I want to be a content creator. Oh, I want to get on camera. I want to film vlogs. I'm adding myself right now too. I am guilty of this. We need to stop just talking about the things and start doing the things. Visibility is a huge theme in 2026. I will be maximizing my visibility. I invite you to do the same because if you have been playing small, this year is going to push you forward. This year is going to push you outside of your comfort zone and require that you take the steps towards being seen and stop hiding. Another thing that Year of the Horse is going to ask you to focus on is courage and risk taking. This one feels scary, but it also feels right on time. This is a year to do the things that are going to push you outside of your comfort zone just a little bit, but take you closer to where you want to be. As a business owner, that could look like raising your prices or pitching yourself in new rooms. If you are in a career that you don't love, maybe this looks like pivoting, changing paths. Relationships, this looks like ending misaligned relationships and allowing yourself to step into relationships that actually serve you, relationships that are really good for your soul. This is the time to step into those, try something new, be bold and be brave in stepping into something that you maybe wouldn't have taken up before. And then lastly, the horse invites us to focus on physical embodiment. So what does that mean? That means this year really focusing on your movement, on exercise, dance, somatic work, things like breath work, doing yoga, moving your body, and regulating your nervous system. I mentioned earlier that the fire horse specifically is one of the strongest years for manifestation. And you manifest faster when your body feels safe and energized. So, in order to feel safe and energized, we need to continue moving the energy through our body, moving the life force energy. So, that's where this embodiment and this physical movement really comes into play. It's not just about thinking. We get so caught up in our heads. We already spend so much time in our brains. We need to get into our body with Year of the Horse and really focus on movement and again moving forward, because that is the whole idea of the horse. And with every zodiac, there's going to be shadow expressions as well. So these are the things to kind of look out for that could show up and not be as supportive for you as everything else that we just walked through. So the horse shadow side looks like this: impulsiveness, burning out from moving too quickly or taking too much action, lack of grounding, starting things but not finishing them, avoiding rest, and then making decisions that are driven by ego instead of your soul or your intuition. So this makes sense, right? Because Year of the Horse is pushing us to go forward, to take action, to be bold, to be courageous. And just like with anything, we want to stay away from extremes. So as we are moving forward and utilizing this momentum, we also need to make sure that we're balancing it with rest. We also need to make sure that we're balancing it with discernment and with decision making that supports where we want to go long term. So this isn't to scare you. It's just to remind you that with everything, there's another side that we need to consider, right? So move forward, but stay in balance, stay connected to your body and your intuition. If you feel burnout coming, if you feel impulsiveness coming, just take a moment to come back to self and to notice, okay, how can I take a beat right now? What do I need to do to slow down? That is going to naturally happen as we embark on a new year. Okay, so we've covered the core symbolism of Year of the Horse. We've talked about Fire Horse specifically and how that differs from a typical Year of the Horse. And then we also talked about what this year is asking you to focus on. So now we're going to move into what you can actually do. So tangible steps you can take to align with the energy of Year of the Horse this week. These are things that you can start doing today, day one of the Chinese New Year, in order to get into alignment with this fresh year. So the first one is to physically clear your space. We talked about how Year of the Snake was about shedding and letting go. You need to do that same thing in your space. Now that Year of the Snake is over, declutter. Let go of things in your home that no longer serve you. This is a great time to do a closet clean out, let go of clothes that don't serve you. And then also a digital clean out. So going through your phone and your files and just clearing and making space. Making space is a symbol of being ready to expand, because we cannot accept new blessings and new opportunities if we don't have space in our life to accept them. We have to make the space. So something that you could do tonight or this weekend is physically clear your space. Whether you already did this at the beginning of the year or not, do it again and just make space for new things to arrive in your life this Chinese New Year. The second thing you can do is set identity-based intentions. On this podcast, we often talk about how accepting an identity is the quickest way to create change in your life. So instead of asking, what do I want to call in this year? We ask ourselves, who am I becoming this year? Who do I want to be this year? Not do, but be. So some examples of this, you could say, I'm becoming a visible leader. I am becoming someone who trusts herself. I am becoming someone who takes action. These are the identities that are going to support this horse energy and help you step into whatever season you are calling it. The third thing you can do to get right into this Lunar New Year energy is move your body. The horse symbolizes movement. So today, first day, day one, if you haven't yet, go for a walk, dance it out, yoga, stretch. Any intentional movement is going to signal to your body, we're moving forward. And think about it, right? Mind-body connection. So maybe going for a walk, and as you're walking, thinking about the identity that you want to call in this year. Another thing you can do, and take this one as like a challenge for this first week of the Lunar New Year, is take one bold action. And only you can decide what bold means for you. This could be posting something vulnerable, maybe finally sharing your story through a blog or a Substack or a piece of content. This could be pitching yourself and putting yourself out there for a new opportunity that you've wanted to take for so long but haven't had the courage to. It could be starting a new project. It could be mapping out the business plan. Start bold. Take the energy of this year from day one. Do not wait until November and you're like, oh my gosh, I only have 3 or 4 months of Year of the Horse. Let me get moving. Get moving now. We want to start with the momentum early on. We know an object in motion stays in motion. So get into motion now to set that tone. And then lastly, but never a surprise on this show, self-inquiry journaling. So I'm going to leave you with a few prompts and I will also put them in the show notes. I want you to journal on these, or at least pick a few to journal on, to really ground into the energy of Year of the Horse. So I will read them. If you'd like to do this now, feel free to pause after each question. Otherwise, you can come back to them, but I'm going to move through them pretty quickly so that we're not just sitting here at the end of this episode. Okay, prompt number 1. Where in my life am I being called to move forward? Again, if you'd like to pause this and take a moment, you can. Otherwise, we will move through these. Prompt number 2. What have I been waiting for permission to do? Prompt number 3. What version of myself am I stepping into this year? Prompt number 4. Where am I ready to be seen? And prompt number 5. What am I no longer available for? To sum all of this up, the snake was the time to let go. Last year was the time to get out everything that does not serve a purpose in our greater timeline. We saw this happening not only in our own lives, but in our friends' lives, in our loved ones' lives, and just even in society at large. But then we have this beautiful energy of the horse coming in today, inviting us to move forward, to be magnetic beings, to welcome in new beginnings that maybe we were hesitant to let in before, to accept alignment and to call in alignment and sort of forceful energy, to step into our truths and to really take back our personal power. I think that's the biggest thing about the horse. Outside of visibility, I think that's probably the biggest thing. But next biggest for me is really taking back that personal power. If you went through something in 2025 similar to what I went through, where you fully had to hit the reset button, in a lot of ways, you had to restart your life or restart in relationship, restart in friendships, restart in career, whatever it was for you, a combination of them all. This horse year, fire horse year at that, it's time to start our lives again. It is time to really move forward in the right direction with confidence. That's 3 pieces there. Move forward in the right direction with confidence. That's what this year is calling for. I recently read this passage by Brianna Weiss. She is my favorite writer. That's a big statement. She is probably my favorite writer. And in the passage, she says, it is time for you to take back your life. And that's what I want to leave you with today. It is time for you to take back your life, to stop sleeping on your purpose and your potential. Sure as hell, stop waiting for the right time. And to stop thinking and start doing, because you deserve to live the life that you imagine, the life that you can't stop dreaming about, the life that you write about, the life you visualize. All of that already belongs to us. We just have to be courageous enough to accept it, to let it in, to make space for it, and to claim it as our own. That concludes today's episode. Happy Year of the Horse. February 17, 2026. I have such an amazing feeling about this year. I'm so excited to embark on this year with you, alongside of you, and take you on my journey as well. I'm also very excited to share that after nearly a year off from coaching, your girl is back. I am opening up my books for one-on-one visionary sessions. My visionary sessions used to be one of my most popular coaching offers. I love visionary sessions. These are one-time 90-minute coaching sessions, just you and I, where we get to dive deep on your goals, what you imagine for your life, what you're working towards, and really make a plan to help you get there through your habits, through your mindset, through getting into alignment with your body and your cycle. Looks different for everyone. But right now is really an ideal time to use this energy, get support in mapping out your year, setting your goals, and being held accountable to create the life that you actually want to live. I want to help you close the gap between who you are today and the woman that you want to be. So, if that is something you're interested in, if you want to learn more about visionary sessions or go ahead and book your 90-minute session, there is a link in the show notes. You can also shoot me a DM if you have questions and want to chat about it before you commit. My DMs are always open. Okay, send this episode to people in your life who are ready for Year of the Horse. Step into this energy with me. Get excited about it. I feel like I was fired up for this entire episode because I'm just so ready for this fresh year. So, subscribe, like, rate, review. It means the world when y'all show up for me. When I see comments from you guys, it just makes my heart smile, gives me motivation to keep going. So much more to come on Her Becoming this year because we're really just getting started. All right, I will see you on next week's episode, and until then, be well.